of red and green for AI stocks. Um, but yeah, what's going on? Meta, big day or big disappointment? I don't know. Bench, Ben. It's my apologies, Ben. There, Ben Christensen. Um, I think I don't know. Is it going to be a quiet day? I think I'm pushing more for uh for small for flattish, but I'm hoping for a big day. What's going on, Simon? Lucky to catch this as just I noticed. Um, hello, what's going on, bullish? Uh, Pity. We have Eddie. Eddie, good morning. Good morning. Let me just get everything set up. We had some decent earnings yesterday. We definitely did have some great earnings yesterday with the AI market with Seagate. So Seagate did really well, which kind of prompted more AI stocks. And we also had Texas Instrument do well, do strong earnings. So both of those are kind of providing some sentiments to the AI market. We also did have H200 news. So let me just open up, make sure I get all the questions available. Um, Eddie morning. Let's see. Uh, and then we have if Meta, I agree, Eddie. Eddie, if Meta dips big, I'm buying. I think I'm in there with you, right? I think if Meta drops, I'm gonna be purchasing as well. Um, I like Meta under 600, right? I really do. Um, If it doesn't, that's fine. We bought F. What's going on, F? All right, so let's look at what we have. Um, Nvidia up, right? We did see those Nvidia news of Nvidia H200 China. Uh, so Nvidia stock jumps on China chip sales approval. We have um, that came out late last night. I didn't even get to do a video on it, but China clears first NVIDIA's H200 AI chips for import, sources say. Let's see, do they actually give us a number? China approves import of over 400,000 H200 chips. I think that is wild, right? I mean, someone in the community was doing the math, but I guess, just quick math. And I wonder that's over time, right? I think I'm going to guess that's over time, but assume 400,000 and just give it a cheap price of 25,000 per chip. What is that? That's a $10 billion added revenue coming in, right, for Nvidia. That is massive. That is massive. Again, that I don't think that's all going to be in one quarter, um, because it takes time. But and there are a queue with other firms now joining a queue for subsequent approvals. The sources said, speaking on condition of anonymity. Um, so Tencent, Alibaba, ByteDance, obviously the big players, right? Those are the ones buying. That is wild. So that's the first thing. Super exciting there for Nvidia, where we saw that kind of a little bit of stock movement. I know we were above 190. We still are, right? We're $191 here. The other thing is yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw it, but I did post this yesterday. Um, so we did get a lot of AI news yesterday. So I decided to turn off my computer for a few hours, and the AI market dumped so much AI news. First, the first thing is rumors that Nvidia might use Intel Foundry for certain portions of the Feynman platform, uh, plus certain advanced packaging solutions caused Intel to go up. Again, it's not for the GPU die, but based on the reports, there are certain I/O dies that could be going to Intel Foundry and also certain advanced packaging solutions. This created this massive run up of about 10% on Intel. Intel, remember, it did take a hit after earnings, but is chugging back along. That was the first news. That was interesting. The other thing is SoftBank is in talks to invest up to another $30 billion in OpenAI as plans start to. And sorry, let me just make sure. Oh, and maybe we can hide this. Um, Let me hide this real quick, and we can zoom in a little bit better. SoftBank is in talks to invest up to another 30 billion in OpenAI as part of a broader raise of up to $100 billion. The round could value OpenAI as high as 830 if fully funded. This company should then, in theory, be able to in theory, be able to buy all the AI compute it needs, right? Anthropic is also closed its latest funding round above the initial $10 billion target at $350 billion valuation. The round closed at a total between $10 to $15 billion. So they raised a nice amount, and it can actually go higher if Microsoft and Nvidia decide to contribute. The other thing that was also interesting is Anthropic hikes 2026 revenue forecast to about high 18s, maybe closer to 20 billion, but delays when it would go positive in cash flow from 2027 to 2028. But overall, Anthropic, massive revenue growth, another strong valuation, raising cash. Soft AI, OpenAI raising cash. I guess there's plenty of cash to buy GPUs right now, right? It's that safe to, is that safe to say just yet? All right, so now let's go. Let's get some questions. All right, so I let y'all come up with some questions. What's going on, Oak? Oak on Athletics. What up? What up? Strong dip buying. Oh, and also I forgot you. Let me share. I have to do my quick overlay to talk about the overall community, and now we can actually go back to questions. Um, Yeah, AI market still. Is there any China love for AMD? Ben, I think so, right? Even though we don't hear about it, right? We don't hear about it. We only hear about the H200. I think there is love from China for AMD. Again, this is just my thoughts. The main reason is if I was a company in China and I needed AI chips, I don't know when tensions between China and United States will break again or we become uneasy. So if it will become uneasy, let me try to buy as many AI chips as possible. And AMD's MI325, I think, will still be competitive against anything domestically over there, or still be better. So I think there's still a need for the MI325. I mean, there was a demand for the MI300, which was not the greatest chip compared to like what some of the other players had. What's up, 24/7? Jose, what's your opinion in SATA? I don't follow SATA. I know a lot of people are following it. Maybe if you guys can recommend someone I can have on the channel, maybe that person can come in and teach us a little bit more about SATA. Let me know in the comments below if anybody here is a SATA investor. We'd love to see if there's a nice amount of people. Um, Now we have, hey Jose, what do you think of Tesla? Do you think Elon will deliver on robots and robot taxis? I can't tell if stock is overvalued or undervalued based on where Tesla could go as a company. Uh, I mean, can it deliver? I think so. I mean, I personally use FSD on a daily basis. I think robot taxis are definitely coming. Now the question is when. Um, and is the market what is the market expecting in form of timeline? And if they don't deliver within that timeline, how will the stock react? I think they will deliver on robotaxis, and I do believe they will deliver in robots. I think Tesla is really primed with, they have everything, right? To build robots and robot taxis, what do you need? First, you need massive amount of AI compute. Tesla has that. The second thing you do need is um, massive amounts of data, right? Both simulated and real world data. Tesla has that, right? They have so much camera data, so much data, real world data. And with all the compute, they can have a lot of simulated data as well. And third, they have the manufacturing. Um, Now, the question is, it's not if they would get it, right? I don't think it's if they will deliver. I think, Ryan, they will deliver. The question is, will they deliver it in a time when it's not a commodity, right? Eventually, robo taxis and robots. There's so many companies working on it, from hyperscalers. You have Google, you have everybody, Amazon with the robotics, everybody dealing with some form of robots or robo taxis. When you enter, is the market a commodity then, or is it not? If you can be a first mover, you have the pricing power. And right now, Elon does have the ability, and Tesla has the ability to be one of the first movers to do it at massive scales. But I think that's this deciding factor, right? It's like when you really push this product, is it going to be in a commodity based space where there's a lot of competition, or are you purely the only? So, um, Ryan, I didn't answer your question at all, but it's like that determines if the stock is overvalued or undervalued, and we can't really, I guess, tell that future just yet. 2023 gainer, 50 likes, 50 likes. Appreciate, spread the knowledge. Appreciate if you comments on here. If this is your first time here, let me know. If this is your second time here, let me know. If this is more than your second time here, let me know. The news is always about NVIDIA China sales. When will AMD get some love from the again, Eddie? I don't think it's not that they don't get any love. I think it's just the media knows that. I don't know. The media, you're NVIDIA, right? NVIDIA is the biggest company. You're the one that's going to get all the love, especially when it comes to news about AI chips, right? Especially when you know NVIDIA is like the top player. Well, how would it look like for China to say, yeah, you're buying AMD chips? And it's like, I guess in a China perspective, in a China view, it's like, why would we be buying? Because I'm talking about just the overall kind of fields and the overall vibes. I don't know if vibes is the right word, but just the what's the word I'm looking for? The optics of things, right? The optics of things is if you are a Chinese company, you know Nvidia is the king of AI. So you want to showcase that you're buying Nvidia and you want to proclaim it. Um, at the moment, the optics don't show that AMD is that great at AI chips, right? So you don't want that optics being out there. Why is this company not buying Nvidia chips, right? So I think that's the uh just ended. Um, but I think they are. I think they are going to be selling to China. Of recent earnings reports, I think Google profits will be the biggest driver that will help Nvidia. What say you? Google profits. I think Microsoft, right? What do we have for today? We have big earnings, right? And if any earnings company wants to sponsor this channel so I don't use the company I want to use, let me know so we can show your calendar. Um, but we have Meta today. I think any of these, Meta, Microsoft, no, today Meta, Microsoft, right? What they tell us about CapEx and what they're telling us about AI investments, I think are going to move NVIDIA. I don't know if Google really, I don't think any of them have any strength over the other. If one of them pulls back, no matter who it is, the market would hate it in forms of CapEx. If all of them pull up, the market loves it. I don't think there's one specific player the market loves a little bit more in regards to NVIDIA customership, if that makes sense. Um, let's go to the next one. Jose, what do you think there is a reason why Nebius isn't moving as much as Iron and CoreWeave? I don't think so. Um, this one was running up a lot faster than the other ones prior to it. Um, I think CoreWeave is moving a lot, right? CoreWeave is moving a lot based on the recent movements of NVIDIA. That's created a lot of excitement on the stock, right? You have NVIDIA backing, um, and you've also had some other news of delays not being as crazy as they originally thought. So you had some bullish news on CoreWeave. On Iron is a little bit smaller player, right? $10 billion market cap smaller than Nebius. So this one can move a little bit, can be a little bit more volatile due to just the overall smaller market cap size and the overall excitement. As a Nebius investor, I don't think it's anything negative, right? I think Nebius will have his time to shine. But like, what's it? Comparison is the thief of joy or something like that. If you are a Nebius shareholder, I would say just don't compare yourself to some of the other players. I think Nebius will have the moment. But I don't think there's a major reason, right, Alexander or Alex? What do you think Meta's main strength is besides advertising revenue? Ryan Walker, Meta's main strength. They have a strong AI engineering team, right? Maybe not. I don't. They have a lot of open source solutions. So, all right, first big strength, advertising revenue. Why that advertising revenue? They have the eyes on you, right? So that's a massive strength, right, Ryan? They have the control of 3 billion. I think is it 3 billion people? I forget what their numbers are in forms of monthly active users, but a lot of eyes. That's crucial. Various number types of apps. They have a lot of data, a lot of e-commerce solutions as well. The other thing is, I think they have some advancements in virtual reality and augmented reality. The market might hate that, but eventually I think it will pay off. AR and VR will pay off eventually. I think AR more than VR. And they also do have a lot of random AI tools that they've been working on. I mean, they have tools for music, for robotics, for sensing, for touching, for so many things. So they do have a strong AI engineering team. I think those are all strong strengths for it. But then, before a business side, the advertising revenue is where the core revenue is happening. Meta is apparently selling a lot of those glasses, right, Ben? I mean, I don't know if how much I would be buying Gen 1 or Gen 2, but I think they're gonna get better and better over time. Well, they should, right? That's how technology works. Um, Meta 669. When do you think Anthropic and uh these players will go public? And which ones are you looking to buy, Ryan? I would have to look at the financials. I think if I was, it would be um I don't think I would buy OpenAI if I'm to be honest. I think OpenAI definitely has too much excitement, so the risk to reward ratio wouldn't be there for me. Um, so I don't know if I would buy OpenAI. The other two, I would do research on. I would definitely do research on the other two. Anthropic, I like them a lot, but the model race is so crazy, right? It really is so crazy. Uh, Anthropic is now my go-to model for a lot of things. Claude 4.5 Opus. Um, Back then it used to be OpenAI. Now I'm actually going a little bit back to OpenAI for some heavy research. But the AI market is crazy. I would be more, Ryan, interested of just using them, at least Anthropic and OpenAI for research and just getting more data points in the AI space. Um, the other company, I completely butcher them, but I know it's the self defense, the defense contractor, um, with the guy from the VR glasses from Meta. That one I actually would be a lot more curious about investing. Jose, just the beginning. Jose, just the beginning. I think so. I don't know why. Just the beginning got me hungry. Uh, Yes, Ethan, I did. Ethan, what's going on, Ethan? It's so funny. You have my son's name, so it's like I'm speaking to. Obviously, I'm not speaking to my son, but just saying that name gives me chills. Um, Pretty sure CoreWeave CEO said the 5 gigawatts is on top. That's how I heard it too, Ethan. So that's exciting, right? That's a lot of revenue potentially. It those that gets built up. What else do we have, Jose? What price do you think? Cass, this is that's pure. I don't know. I really don't know. I think in 2026 it will reach $150, but that's not where it's going to end, right? I think it will reach $150. Um, but it could end a lot lower. It could end at 80. It could end at 90. At one point, I would say within the next 12 months, my overall amazing guess is it can reach $150 with sometime within the next 12 months, but I don't know where it ends. Um, I own a little bit of Zeta. They have some of the largest data sets around and are able to leverage that for their ads. But I don't own a lot because competing with Meta and Google is a big ask. That is, right? Um, is there a way that Zeta is integrated into some of those ad platforms? Is Zeta actually selling the ads, or are they can they be integrated to these ad players like Google and Meta, and then that just be an additive? It's more of like a ecosystem that survives opposed to a competition. Tesla's going to raise the price of FSD, and I want to wait for the AI 5 chip. Yeah, the month. I think they mentioned they're only going to raise the monthly price, right? Of Ben, and once you have the ability to drive without looking or having when you can use your phone. I don't mind paying for that, right? I do pay the monthly $99 on FSD and I use it. And if I can just be on the phone as well and not even focus too much, then I don't mind the upgrade on the up price increase if it's not too crazy. Even if it's not crazy, my wife said we would still do it. Um, but I do think for my next car, it would also be another. It would be another Tesla. But if the next car, I think I would not buy one with the AI 4. It's like buying a PC, right? Yeah, I don't think it's smart to buy the same PC of the same generation with the same tech. You just wait for the next one because you can probably do a little bit more with it. But yeah, I agree. Next car, again, another Tesla with AI 5. Good morning. What's going on, AI Money? Yo, you forgot to be on. Was just Matt, yo, I forgot you be on. Was just in What the Chip Happened community. I have WDC since November, but now an itch of MU FOMO. Don't no FOMO, no FOMO, Matt. I mean, WDC has done well, right? And great plug in here. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate this. If you guys don't know, I do have a community, AI chip community, whatthechiphappened.com. If you use code 2026, you get 33% off the annual subscription. This is just a quick update of if you're curious, right? If you're curious what we do in the community, um, we did a few deep dives in the past 7 days. We did STX. I just dropped that yesterday. We had Intel earnings, a deep dive on that. We also have a lot of members show great posts in AI chip analysis. I actually started a new thing, which is called Company 101. So if you want to learn about a company, I'm kind of creating like a company profile. I recently did one on Astera Labs, one on Credo, one on Everspin, which is a super small microcap company. I do exclusive live streams there where we actually do deep dives. And these are some of the deep dives we're going to be doing this week. Meta, Microsoft, SK Hynix, ASML, Lam Research, and some recaps and some company one-on-ones. This is all happening this week, right? The amount of data and information you get there, you get the kind of exclusive live streams as well. Make sure to join me at whatthechiphappened.com. Use code 2026 for 33% off. Appreciate the ability to plug it in. But let's go back to questions. Let's see. So thoughts on Qualcomm. I think that was the next question here. Right. Thoughts on Qualcomm. I feel Snapdragon will be big for them in a few years. I mean, Qualcomm, the sad thing about Qualcomm right now is this is heavily in consumer-based products, right? They are in consumer-based phones with the Snapdragon. They are in consumer-based PCs. I think this year is gonna suck for consumer tech because of memory prices. I mean, we heard it from Intel. Intel was the first kind of one to tell us the PC client is seeing headwinds due to the memory pricing. And for that reason, Intel would rather focus most of their wafers on the data center side. Consumer Qualcomm IoT, right? A lot of edge AI, all that is consumer-based product. So I personally think that there could be a wild ride for Qualcomm. The long term, though, Qualcomm is really good. I mean, eventually, outside of this memory shortages, eventually IoT AI devices are going to be the thing. Yeah, they're doing really well in the automotive. They're doing really well with robotics. They're doing really well with their collaborations with the AR glasses and VR glasses, right? Mainly the AR glasses. So long term, there's opportunity here. They released their own data center AI chip. I'm not sure how well that's going to do. But I think short term with the memory market and the consumer market, I think that's a little bit scary for companies like Qualcomm because they're really, really dependent on the consumer space. MU is crazy. I wish I bought more. Ben, MU is wild. Congratulations to everybody owning. Seagate had a great earnings. Again, we covered that in the community. But overall, one thing Seagate said, I'm gonna give you a trailer, a freebie here. Not a freebie, just joking here. But Seagate mentioned that they're sold out in 2026. They are already. It's the first month of January. They're already working on 2027. And more importantly, some of their customers are actually looking for multi-year procurement up to 2028. Right? That's we're in 2026 and you're talking about 2028 visibility. That's wild. That's exciting for a lot of these stocks, right? So there we go. All right, so we're getting Amit just ended his stream. I will be on with him later today. We will be doing the morning, not the morning. We will be doing earnings live stream. I wonder what earnings he wants to cover. Hopefully, it's not Tesla. Tesla's a little bit boring. Either I would rather prefer Meta or Microsoft. So when we go on, make sure you push either Meta or Microsoft. I don't want to do no Tesla. But so welcome to all the refugees from Amit. Appreciate the support. Let's see what other questions. All right, so early 77th time here. I've appreciate it. What's up, Start Big Bug? What's going on, Ethan? Their aim is to have 5 gigawatt total active power. Simon, I thought 5 gigawatt was added to that with the deal of Nvidia. It was an additional based on the CNBC interview. He mentioned it was additive to the 2.9. I could have misheard that, but that's what I picked up. Regardless, 5 gigawatts is still a lot. What's going on Beneficial? Welcome. It's beneficial to have you here. SoFi, first time here, I see. I don't cover fintech at all. My thoughts on SoFi would be, I don't know, and I would move it to Tanner or Neil, right? I think those two players, those two people follow SoFi the most. Tesla, Microsoft, Meta, all Nvidia, big customers. Yeah, so I don't think, right, Matt, when looking at earnings, I don't think there's one favorable over the other when looking at Nvidia. You just want kind of more of like a universal truth. Are all increasing AI investments? Are all seeing AI improvements? If any of them see maybe a hiccup, that's going to be a little bit scary in the short term. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think all of these are going to say AI is helping. AI demand continues to be constrained. I mean, AI compute continues to be the constraint. They want to buy more capacity and maybe even increase capex with Vera Rubin coming out, GB300 also out. I wouldn't be surprised for some small capex growth compared to what they thought about last quarter. Because I mean, just think about it. Opus just recently came out. Opus 4.5 came out. You saw this massive pricing of H100s. Why would they not increase by more capacity? They need more capacity. There's been more shift. Kimi 2.5 just came out. It's doing amazing. It's a open source with state of the art comparison benchmarks. The man, even though it's open source, if you're running it for real world applications, you still need to use some form of cloud solution. So they're going to go to someone, and that is going to drive more and more demand. Meta. I don't know why I said that 3 times. My apologies, or 4 times. Neoclouds are just wild keys at the moment in price movements. CoreWeave was hated. Now looks like a got it around 90. Nice, Matt. Yeah, I think that's around my price target too. Bought all over the place, but my price target. MI325 will cook H200 DeepSeek moment. What does that even mean, Doug? The MI325 does not cook. Actually, H200 doesn't have the NVL 72. NVL 72 is crucial. But NVIDIA, you have the network, you have the software stack, you have the developer ecosystem. I think MI325 will do great. I don't know if it will cook the H200 in China. I mean, we just saw 400,000 chips of H200 in China. We didn't see that for AMD. We're going to see something for AMD, but I don't think we're going to see that to that same level. And if we do, that would be wild. Jose, any opinions on the rubric here? Honestly, Gabs, I do not. I am sorry. Metaglazes. What would make you trim some CoreWeave? What would make me trim some CoreWeave? 100% returner in like 3 months or 4 months, right? Like if this stock is sitting at $200 in the next 2 months, I wouldn't mind trimming, right? Or close to it. And that's like going from like, and trimming would be like selling 10% of the position, right? That would be it. But I definitely would share it in the overall channel. A massive run up in any stock, right? If any stock sees a massive return, I would never sell out, but I would definitely trim. I mean, CoreWeave, if you've been following me for CoreWeave, this is a stock the first time I mentioned it was in April, and we kind of rode this wave up, and I talked about selling it during this wave up. The next time, when it was here, I didn't like it anymore. And I repurchased here and here. So a quick 200% returner, 300% is a no-brainer for me if I can get it in a few months. And then just wait for opportunity to show itself again. Because opportunity shows itself many, many times. Let's see what else. So if any stock ever gives me a multi-bagger in a few months, it's for me is I can't let that money go. Might not be the greatest decision, but it works out for me. SATA is your 5th largest, and you're the first trillionaire. Damn, that's probably on the all stock. The whole market cap. But all jokes aside, that's pretty. It's interesting to tell you to see some of these data and that people do own this stock, right? I've been hearing a lot about it. Very popular on X, obviously, and I think very popular on YouTube as well. I just don't know much about it. My gut is telling me that AMD and Nvidia earnings are good game to beat all expectations. The shares will be up by $8 to $10, but the next day will drop back by $8 again. Vinvin, I actually am going with the opposite of this, right? I think earnings are a good game to beat all expectations. I I boom, boom, boom. I think they're gonna beat all expectations, especially Nvidia. I think Nvidia. I think the market might not like them during earnings results. You'll see stock prices go down during earnings. A few hours, and this is a to repeat, a few hours after, you're gonna see these massive amount of analysts increase price targets, and then over the next few days, you see the stocks go up. So good game earnings, stocks drop, analysts come out with better price targets, stock prices increases. That's my crystal ball forecast on earnings for Nvidia. Meta is shutting down Metaverse. BS frees up little cash for capex. Hopefully, it's nothing. I mean, the Metaverse. They weren't the Metaverse. I think they're shutting down not necessarily the Metaverse, but that kind of Horizon BS. Right. I don't think that's going to free up much. What they probably had a few developers on that. Um, they're still going to be focusing, I think, on VR solutions and VR tools. I tried for 2 months trying to get Meta Display and gave up. Couldn't get paid. Wow, Meta Ray Bans, 2 pairs. Love those things. Oh, nice, nice. So you do like the Meta Ray Bans. You have 2 pairs and love them. Nice. I wouldn't, to be honest though, Matt, I don't use much social media. So I think I would go more with the Google glasses whenever they come out. Hopefully they come out sometime soon. Um, we're lucky. Any thoughts on gold and silver boom happening? Do you own? And no, Ryan, this is a market I don't really focus on. I mean, congratulations to all silver and gold investors, but I'm not gonna chase it just because it's been exciting. Um, I'm in AI stocks before they were exciting, and now they're exciting, and I'm even more excited. I can't get excited about gold and silver right now. Any opinions here? I think I said no. My apologies. I know it's been I'm 14 minutes behind. I like the name W that even strong, right? Hopefully. Regardless, that's my boy. I think glasses are like the mini disc, a bit of tech that didn't really fix enough issues, so it just came and went without mass adoption. We have CDs, and step change was the iPod. Really, I think glasses are actually going to be. I mean, at least for me, right, Simon? I use glasses every single day, so having a glasses um, that can do a lot more with AI. But it'd be weird. AI also looking at everything I look at. Like when I see my wife, I'm just gonna hide them. I'm like, AI, you can't see that. Only I can see that. But I think there's a lot of cool use cases with AI. I think there could. I'm actually bullish on AR glasses, AR AI glasses. Um, well, I could be wrong. Um, Nvidia. Let's look at Nvidia. Let's pop it up. 191. Nice. OpenAI has never put any money towards building data centers themselves. Interesting. They said they were, but then they said they weren't anymore. This one's interesting, right, Russell? Because they were going to be direct customers, but then I don't hear about that anymore. It seems like that fell off. I even heard Jensen kind of like pushing aside that during GTC. Not GTC, CES. There was a question about OpenAI. He was like, OpenAI is not developing their data centers, which I found unique. But yeah, OpenAI, I mean, I think for them it makes more sense, at least for now, to rent it out. Wow, you guys are great with comments. You think this earnings seasons will give boost to data centers and shut down any fear of capex? I think so, but I think and I think Rolex, this happens every earnings. Every earnings you get capex, the story shut down. I mean, last quarter you saw massive growth in capex from all the players. The market forgets about it after 2 or 3 weeks. Someone's going to want to sell their Substack. Someone's going to want to be the person that determines the AI market is dead. and 3 weeks from major earnings, the market is going to think about fears all over again. Um, so I think that's what sucks about the market. It's like, all these big companies come out and tell you, TSM told you, everybody told you, and then you forget about it a week or two later. Maybe okay, Simon. I guess so. I don't think glasses is where we land, but I think we land there. Maybe it's not where we stay for a long time, like the phones. I think glasses, we land there, we chill for a bit, we kind of look at where we're gonna go next, maybe take a quick nap around glasses land, and then eventually we shift to something else. I do think something else will be in it. Uh, I mean, eventually the goal. It seems like, Simon. It seems like, if I'm going to be honest, it seems like glasses. The only other source from it is being, and this is sounding sci-fi, so don't think I'm crazy, but it's becoming more Android-like, not Android the phone thingy, but like robotics, like implants of some form of tech, right? I think glasses or headphones or something, it's connected to the body. So it seems like that's where it's trying to head. It's trying to head closer and closer to the body. Because then that's exactly how tech has been, right? So you had kind of your cell phone. Your cell phone was for your first. You had kind of the phone, right? The phone was at the house. Then you wanted it closer to the body. You got the cell phone, right? And then I guess the glasses. You're even getting closer to the body. What's the next step from there? It's, I guess, something inside of you. Pause. But it's I wonder if that's where we land eventually. Um, let's see what else. Jose's next car is a Lambo. No, no, no. I think no Lambo for me. Oh man, I'm so far behind. We're still talking about AI 5 and so Simon Glasses is like the metaverse. I thought he been the idea. Might be wrong. Yeah, so Simon, Russell, I think it was more just kind of certain software tools like the game they had Horizon or whatever, but I don't think they're getting rid of the glasses at all. They're going to continue to focus on AI Edge. How high can Micron go? How high can Micron go? Anything that can make it go flat or even down. Thanks for your input. I mean, I don't know anything short term that could create it. Unless someone has a secret fab somewhere and says, "Oh, look, I can build so much more memory HBM." If there's some form of technology innovation where you're like, you know what, maybe we don't need HBM, the biggest HBM, as crazy as we did. Maybe we can use older generations and still kind of get very similar TCO. Um, Anything like that, right? There could be a DeepSeek moment style for the memory market, right? Not necessarily an AI model for like we saw for NVIDIA, but there could be like some random innovation that could create fear on the memory space, and that could create the volatility. Um, let's see what else we have here. You guys are doing great with comments. I don't even know how much. All right, we got time. We got time. Let's see. Let's see. Let me try to get as many questions as possible. Thoughts on Nebius bullish long term? Yes, up next is neuro implants instead of wearable carrying. Oh, see, I don't think I'm not that far. TL Dennis, I agree. Yes, it has. All right, let's go. I have to keep scrolling down. You think you have MU FOMO? I sold 90% of my MU. It haunts me. Just don't. You should put Micron as a block list, right? You should be able to block. There should be an app where you block tickers, so like that you can never look at it again. That you can never That's a tough one. I mean, is it though? A two bagger isn't the worst. It has good information and like-minded people. If you are a chip and AI investor, and that's talking about the what the chip happened community, appreciate that vouch, Matt. Russell Favorite, you think Meta bid glasses? I don't think they did. If you believe in Meta's vision of wearables, then Qualcomm might not be a bad play. Yes, Eddie. So that's why I don't think Qualcomm is a bad play for wearables, IoT devices, edge AI, the consumer space, the automotive market. They have a lot of solutions there. I just think this year, because of all the memory prices, the consumer market in tech is going to suck dramatically. Let me just check if I missed any super chats really quick. Nope, no super chats, but that's okay. Not that I'm looking, but I was just checking. I don't want to miss anything. Let's see what else do we have. WDC has done well, just fighting natural greed. I should know better. Yes, don't fight natural greed. 21st Love. Do you think China will open up the chip market when the U.S. significant before year end? It seems like it. I mean, Ryan, right? We're getting news that that they're opening it up. Um, but is it really China that's closing the chip market with the U.S.? I thought it was the other way around, right, Ryan? I'm not saying I want to make it the right, but I think it's the other way around. I think the U.S. has closed the chip market for China. China, once it's closed, it says once we close the door, they were like, no, we don't want you here either. Good riddance. Right. But it definitely was a one eye. I don't know if I'm biased because I'm American, but it definitely was one sided, at least for AI chips. Maybe they try to show optics that it wasn't one sided, but um, it definitely is one sided. Now, I think US will open it up, right? We see it with the H200. And I think China would, again, optics will make it seem like they're playing hardball, but China needs the AI chips. They do. Midwest, hope you're well. ServiceNow. I don't follow ServiceNow. I recently have heard I've seen a lot of expos that kind of this is undervalued in the software space. In the software space, but I don't follow. I don't have much to share here. Let me get a quick drink, guys. Let's see what other questions. Matt is here, of course. WW, showing the love. I do wear astigmatism so bad. All right, I got astigmatism bad too. I actually need new glasses. All right, thanks. I love Wild Rise. This is about Qualcomm. Any thoughts on Microsoft's new chip, Ryan? I think it's great for them. Let's look at Microsoft's really quick. Let's look at some charts, right? I'm pretty sure you guys are bored of seeing kind of just that Micron go up and down, up. I think this is why companies are making their own chips. It's purely they need more chips, they need more compute. RPO continues to grow dramatically for Microsoft. They need more AI chips. They have various workloads. I don't think it's I wouldn't say it's a competition for any player. But in the cloud space, you do need your own secret sauce. You need to have certain workloads be a little bit cheaper. Amazon does it really well with their Trainium. Google does it really well with GPUs. Microsoft needs to do it well with their Maya. So great for them. This is the second generation. It seems like it's moving. But would love to hear more about it over time, right? A press release gives you all the bullish takes, actual results and performance. Maybe we might be able to find over time. But the overall need is compute is needed. And certain workloads, you don't want to be running on like the jet engine, right? You could just use a small car or a small motorcycle to run certain workloads because it's a lot cheaper. And I think that's what Microsoft is doing there. Yo, you guys are awesome. Dennis here. I can personally attest that what the chip community is the place to be. You guys are goated. None of these are sponsor ads by them. Just real world reviews. What else do we have? All right, so hold on. No one posted a comment just yet. I'll be listening to Microsoft. I want to listen to Microsoft. 4 p.m. is going to be great. I agree. I think for the AI space, we're going to see great movement. At what prices would you say that Amazon's stock price has overextended? I don't think Amazon is anywhere near overextended. I think it's actually more on the other end. I think Amazon is actually fairly cheap. Overextended on the negative side? Well, no, overextended is overstretched. What would you say when it's undervalued? Overextended, undervalued? I don't know. I don't think I think Amazon has a lot of opportunities with AWS. Oh, we do. I forgot. We have Papa JP at 2:30. I don't really follow this, but that can obviously cause some volatility. Evercore analysts just raised price target of CoreWeave to 160 thoughts. I think they've been watching my channel. I think they've been watching my channels. They've been understanding the bullish take. It took them a while. But no, I mean, it's crazy to get price target highs after not much has changed for CoreWeave. Why the price target hike now? The only thing that has changed was the extra $2 billion given to by Nvidia. But then you have this one lowered to 41 by HSBC on tech concerns. It all depends. Analysts, they're funny people. Let's see what else. Man, we got a lot of questions. Hello, everybody. What's going on, George? Yo, yo, yo. Hello. So everything this morning. Well, best of luck. Nice CoreWeave. That joke alert. What was the joke? Oh my God, that was 20 minutes ago. I gotta watch it now. InZone for sure. Haha. What prices? Alexander, thoughts on Nebius? Bullish, long term. I thought I talked about that one. Have you heard of AMPX? I have not. I am an AI bot and a bot, and what the chip community is the best thing I ever saw. Appreciate paid bot. Jose, look what's happening with Intel. Yeah, Intel got that news that or rumors, right? That Nvidia is going to be using them for some foundry business. Yeah, so I definitely think that's what's moving the stock right now. 41. I don't know what we're at. 41. ARM getting there. Is ARM down? ARM is actually surprising me if it's down. It's interesting. I used to hate ARM for its overvaluation, right? But I mean, the CPU market for data centers is growing pretty well. It's always the same bullish case. The only thing I hated about ARM was valuation. Valuation is still overextended. But I mean, I don't know. ARM for the first time is one that I'm not just you're too expensive. It's like, you're expensive, but not as crazy expensive as some of the other AI stocks out there. Do you own IRN? I do have kind of like a bullish credit spread on it, but a bullish credit spread, yes, on it. In options, but I don't own it individually. Thoughts on ASML? I didn't read earnings. I did see a few things though. One of the things. So again, I mean, let's just look here. Give me a quick second. ASML. One thing that I did see was they are supply constraint. Based on their earnings call, ASML has experienced supply constraint on DUV, which tends to be a high margin business for them. They didn't really expect what this supply constraint was, but I think this is why the market was not happy about it, even though the stock was originally up. That supply constraint on DUV, again, DUV is high margin, but overall the stock has done well. Year past month up 33%, multi 2x in that past year. Year to date is already up 22%. Even with the drop, I don't think investors should be complaining. I'm not in it, right? Definitely not in it. But luckily, you go back to the channels. We talked about this one. We definitely did. You can't say we didn't heavily talk. When I was streaming with Neil, we were talking about this when we were looking at those when the company was buying massively at these levels. Great thing about it, right? Why Marvell isn't participating? Participating in what? I think Marvell is the sleeper. This is one I've been dabbling on adding more. I don't know why I don't know why I said it twice. ASML is tanking right now. I don't know if I would consider it tanking future generation. Any thoughts on Lam research? Another one, semiconductor equipment stocks are cool when they're not cool. And now they're cool, so they're not cool. I don't know if that makes sense, but I like to look at semiconductor equipment players when no one cares about them. We talked about Lam Research here in the 70s. Bullish take, if you go back, just say Google Jose Najarro, Lam Research. The bullish take there was Lam Research, semiconductor equipment player. They deal with a lot of memory solutions. Their biggest customers are companies like SK Hynix, like Micron, and like Samsung. They are dealing really well in the memory space. That is a massive bullish take. Now, everybody, and if you look at cycles in the semiconductor space, I mean, obviously pretty up, but it's semiconductor equipment stocks are the funnest when they're hated. The equipment space, well, it's different this time, I can probably see it being different for equipment side, for memory side, right? Maybe it could be different. The cycles could be different for the equipment sides. I don't know how much different it can be for, sorry, me- semiconductor is usually extremely, extremely cyclical. The biggest cyclicality of them falls within the equipment market. Lam Research and all these other and all these equipment companies can definitely continue to go higher. But to me, I I rather like them when we are more in the bottom of the cycle than up on the cycle. So those are my takes. Again, that's not I'm not saying the stock is going to drop tomorrow. Just the risk to reward ratio is not on my favor for it anymore. Yes, it does make sense. It does make sense for this. Airte- I this is I think a lot of semiconductor equipment players, the big boys, with this kind of nice cycle, they're going to have a lot of money. They're going to pay down debt, and then they're going to start making acquisitions. And companies like Airtest and other players to help improve their overall TAM. I think it makes sense. Will it happen? Different story. Hope CoreWeave will be under 90. Now, don't hope this. Hope this, and if it gets under 90, you do something, right? Because so many people go out there and say, I hope it goes under this. And then when it gets to those levels, you hope it goes even lower and never buy. All right. So hope, but do something. I've been doing well with it. They have a strong Asian presence to sell to China. ACMR again, but I'm guessing JFET. You probably purchased when again this market was a little bit less interesting, exciting. Thoughts on Broadcom? Good buy here. I mean, why wouldn't it? I'm not an owner of Broadcom, but the market's TPU, the networking solution, there's opportunity here. Um, Personally, I if I had to buy one, I would purchase Nvidia over Broadcom, but that's just me. Are you going to be live when Meta and Microsoft report? Yes, I will be live with Amit and Neil, right? Uh, Indian Jose and Spanish, so and European Jose, right? That's what I'm naming them. And hopefully they don't call Neil Jose. I think Amit was calling Neil Jose last time. The real Jose is showing up, and it's going to be a great show. But I'm hoping we cover Meta and Microsoft. If hyperscaler AI in-house handles most AI workloads and AMD closes the gap, what concrete signals tells you NVIDIA's what concrete signals tells you? What concrete signals? I mean, what do you end up hearing? What do you end up hearing? I think the easiest thing is extreme prices go down like crazy on H100s or GPUs. I think that's the quickest way to kind of determine, not of H100, but just of everything in general. If prices go down dramatically, I think those are kind of the easiest spot prices. Why not get broad and NVIDIA? That's true. You can do that, right? You could do the end. It's never uh it's never what do I mention? It's never a or. It could always be a and, right? It's never always a or. It could be a and. Do you follow Reddit and it's maybe growing? I don't follow it, right? I use it. Obviously AI is creating excitement there. Every time I use any form of AI tool, you can see I'm searching through Reddit, blah blah blah. Heavily volatile, right? Curious to see how their advertisement market is going, licensing on AI. Does it excite me to really learn more about it? No, not yet. It's abnormal what's happening with the memory place. It is user Stonewall. It is. What do you think of Light and Applied? I mean, Light, you have that thematic push of the optics right now in AI, and that's definitely needed in these massive AI data sensors. Again, optics is AI is pushing everywhere. I don't know if my risk to reward ratio just yet is pushing me here. If I want to enter more into the optics, why not just invest in companies that are doing kind of like optical communication within chips? That's easy. That's more niche, a little stronger moat protection. Um, and there's a few players that kind of deal with that, right? I think so many waves are riding with AI. Now the one is, what wave would I rather ride the long time? What would metric would make you trim or exit Nvidia, even if AI adoption? I think it's weird. Revenue growth and margins, right? I think that would be a changer. But understanding why that happens, if there's a massive slowdown, if there's a deceleration, um, but it's Jensen is extremely paranoid. That paranoia goes a long way in the I think in the tech space. Having power and land, aren't a merger or buyout candidate? I mean, I wouldn't see why not. It's just expensive for a lot of players, right? What would my um yeah, so I Simon, right? You bought light when again, it's markets are riding, and it's like there are certain spaces that can, I don't know. I don't, again, not bullish on light or anything, bearish on light. Um the market is there. Now it's more of the risk to reward ratio. If I was to purchase right now, right? That I think that's the story. Um, only the paranoid survives someone. Let's see. People can share ideas here on thing. But where was I going? I think somebody was talking about iron being a potential buyback. It's not impossible again, right? It's just expensive. It's very I would see market cap 17. What was the buyout price? It would have to be at least, you have to give it a premium closer to 30, 25, maybe $25 billion at this price to for even investors to approve. Will investors even approve? Uh, right. It's going back to my first question. If Nvidia cuts H100 prices and AMD, but there's a difference. Do they? It's why did they close prices? Do prices get cut down because Nvidia releases the Vera Rubin and the Vera Rubin Ultra? If that's, then no, I wouldn't find that a reason to sell. Um, I what's the it's not, and AI needs to continue to innovate, right? If AI is dead, if there's no more innovation in AI, you don't need the best of the best chip. And that's where margin compression happens. JXD Invest. The AI market needs to continue to innovate. I need to see the next AI model. I need to see the next AI model um, wow me again. I need to see the next AI model do something that the previous AI model doesn't do. And I know the compute needs are going to be crazy. I need to see the next video generation model do something that I never thought about it. It's all about innovation within the space. I think once I stop being wow by AI, and I say, you know what, maybe I don't need to use the most updated model. Maybe I no longer have to pay all these crazy AI companies to use it. That's, I think, what the weakness happens in margin compression and revenue growth. But we still don't have robotics. We still don't have autonomous driving. We still don't have massive AI medicine being created by AI agents. I just, it's innovation continues to go. NVIDIA is great, doing the greatest thing with TCO, um, developing all types of products. The gap isn't good enough just yet. It's nowhere near good enough. Um, But yeah, I think that's where I'm going to end today's episode, guys. I appreciate it. Let me just quickly make sure. Um, okay. I appreciate it. I hope everybody had fun. I'm full tech. Ooh, I mean, why would I full tech? I think it's weird. It's like, what else is there in tech? If AI goes down, what isn't going to go down, right? If AI goes down, that's the thing running the overall market. Aren't your fintech stocks going to go down because no one's going to have money? Um, no one's making money because the only thing really raising the economy is AI investments. What if AI fails? You're telling me nothing else is going to fail? Um, is it's what Yo, if I if people are not gonna be going, I don't know. It's unless I'm buying a rock company. Unless I'm buying a rock company where I don't know. It's um. Thanks, Jose. You need to do 2 hour segments now. That's I don't know. That's push. I don't know. That's a lot. But anyways, I gotta go grab happy lunch, everybody. I need to go grab the little one from the babysitter. Need to put him for nap time. Then do some more deep dives, and I'll see y'all in about 4 hours, probably. So peace out, and thank you guys all for the support. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and the subscribe button. And I'm also hungry.